6, we have an update at Ted Stevens Anchorage International Airport. You're urged to get to the airport very early as a precaution, as long TSA wait times have been reported just before the Memorial Day weekend. The airport says TSA screenings were backed up today, in some cases for several hours. This is a live look from where things are now, where things seem to be improving. Club 49 says the surge in wait times had to do with new TSA equipment installation. And here's a look at how chaotic things looked earlier this afternoon. This was around 4 p.m., where long lines were very, very long. Many travelers were worried about missing their flights. And this is that new equipment that is being used at the airport. Travelers are urged to get to the airport earlier than usual to make sure that you can board your flight on time, just in case any other problems pop up tonight or into Friday. A TSA spokesperson released a statement saying, in part, TSA is currently experiencing intermittent outages of checkpoint X-ray screening equipment. Technicians are currently on site, and screening personnel are working to minimize longer than usual wait times. And of course, we will keep you updated as the situation continues with that holiday approaching. And it's not news that many Alaskans with travel plans want to hear. And besides those flights, travelers are also keeping an eye on the weather. Chief Meteorologist Mr. Fry has you covered.
Yeah, Rebecca, it is the unofficial kickoff to summer. A lot of people are already getting those trailers and campers ready to go, heading out for the long holiday weekend. And here's what you can expect. If you're in South Central, you need to know that showers are going to linger from tomorrow into Saturday. But I do expect dry conditions Sunday and Monday for the most part. I can't rule out a little drizzle or quick passing shower, but right now it does look mostly clear for Sunday and Monday, with even more sunshine in the second half of the day Sunday night. Into the first half of the day on Monday. You can also see those temperatures starting to climb from those low 50s back into the mid 50s. So that second half of Memorial Day weekend actually looking pretty nice here across most of the state. Now, if you're headed out this evening, happy summer break to Anchorage students. We are seeing a little bit of cloud cover and some breezy winds. Current wind gusts at 43 miles per hour. Temperature sitting in those upper 40s. So a little chilly. Chance for an isolated shower. Similar conditions as you head up into Palmer, mid 50s, and Fairbanks with a little bit of cloud cover for you tonight as well. But that blue sky trying to show up in Juneau tonight, where temperatures are sitting in the low 50s. It's one storm system that's impacting much of the state. It's centered there just to the south of Bethel. We're seeing those scattered showers from Bristol Bay into South Central, even beginning to push into portions of the interior. And we've had some thunderstorms developing just outside of McGrath tonight. Heading into tomorrow, we'll see that chance for showers remaining in South Central, high of about 50, back up to 60 and mostly sunny in Fairbanks. Light rain in Juneau tomorrow, and we'll hold on to those scattered showers in Bethel. And I'll have the rest of that 7-day forecast next.
Looking forward to it. Thank you so much. Well, tonight, the 30-day special session Governor Dunleavy called to get tax terms for a generational project. Building a liquefied natural gas pipeline has technically started, but right after gaveling in, a majority of lawmakers voted to delay starting work until next week. Now, that includes a vote to not have to have daily floor sessions. Supporters explaining, in their view, that's about prioritizing committee hearings, while opponents said they worry about lawmakers not starting to work immediately. Senate leaders say Finance Committee hearings will start Wednesday morning. They hope that's when the House will hold afternoon hearings so all lawmakers can hear all the information. Also passed today, a resolution carrying over regular session gas line legislation, but that was not without controversy. House minority Republicans who rejected that vote argued the governor's new legislation should be the session's only focus.
The governor has the opportunity to call the special session, and he has brought a bill forward. We should be working on his bill.
We have a legacy project that we're about to enter in terms of discussion. The proclamation does spell out one bill in particular, House Bill 381, but it also, if you read the proclamation closely, talks about other legislation germane to the subject that's on the proclamation.
The vast majority of people in Alaska can't trust us to not pull more shenanigans to delay this. And what this resolution would potentially endorse is one body or the other just sitting around showing up on the 29th day.
The actual schedule from Wednesday on is kind of in limbo. We're still working that out at the staff level, and also having dialogue with the other body.
Now, the carryover legislation means that lawmakers are effectively dealing with 4 gas line bills as context, which includes the governor's new bills. The governor said that Tuesday, as he threatened a special session, lawmakers have a priority problem. Lawmakers have 30 days to work out a deal. Links to all the bills are now live right now on our website and our mobile app. Anchorage firefighters are investigating what caused a large fire at a duplex in South Anchorage today. It happened in Abbott Loop in a neighborhood around 11 this morning. No one was found inside, but firefighters say a hoarding of items inside made it harder to fight the flames.
Hoarding conditions are what we find sometimes in buildings where occupants have piles of garbage and just living materials around their house. The first and second floor both had waist deep, if not higher, trash stacked up in the building.
And of course, we are working to get an update on an official cause of that fire. Crews were seen putting out those hot spots this afternoon. A Sandpoint boat captain who once pleaded not guilty in a drug case has now changed his plea. Duke Otaga was on phone from the Goose Creek Correctional Center. Prosecutors say that he was caught with large amounts of meth and heroin last September while he was heading to the Aleutians. Otaga pleaded guilty to third-degree misconduct involving a controlled substance and third-degree assault. The judge accepted a deal for him to serve 3 years in prison with 5 years of probation and restitution still to be decided. Sandpoint's police chief provided a victim impact statement over the phone.
He armed himself with a tomahawk and asked me, "Do you really want to die over this?" while raising it over his head. At that moment, I was on a moving commercial vessel away from the dock in full uniform with no safe way off, no ability to operate the vessel, and no time to retreat. I knew that if I did not act, I was very likely going to die.
Now, his plea deal also dismisses a second-degree drug charge and first-degree criminal mischief charge. Alaska State Troopers have identified the man arrested for his alleged involvement in an armed robbery and kidnapping in Fairbanks last night. They linked 28-year-old Vasily Misilapaka to the crimes. Troopers responded just after 8:30 last night along Phillips Field Road near the Holiday gas station and the Alaska University Productions building. Tracking documents show that he entered a home illegally where he got into an argument and threatened to shoot people. Investigators say a gun was taken out of the residence but was later recovered in another vehicle. Troopers say that he mentioned he had consumed 2 grams of meth. He's being held at Fairbanks Correctional Center. Anchorage Police K-9 Kiska is back on the job after he was hurt during an officer-involved shooting last month. Johnson Kuhn visited with officers and Kiska today to see how he's doing.
Anchorage Police K-9 Kiska is back in action just weeks after being shot in a gunfight and losing a toe. We're looking at what returning to work means for Kiska and why these dogs are so important for law enforcement. Anchorage Police K-9 Kiska is back to do what he does best, take a bite out of crime.
Boy.
His handler says Kiska returned sooner than many people realized, but with restrictions while his wound healed up.
Honestly, he was back to work to a large degree within a couple weeks of the incident.
Prager says the biggest concern was making sure Kiska had enough time to recover without further incident.
Our primary concern is that in that healing process, he might, tear that back open or damage it somehow.
Now, he says, Kiska is cleared for full range of work.
Oh, everything he's normally doing, tracking, searching, apprehensions, he's all cleared and good to go.
Officers say canines can also help reduce risk and dangerous calls, using scent to find someone before an officer can see them.
A lot of their detection work is using their nose, being able to find people, whether that be tracking or doing a building search.
The canine unit also relies on community support through a nonprofit called Dollars for Dogs. Officer Lars Tulip says canines can average between $12,000 and $13,000. So organizations like Dollars for Dogs comes in handy after everything gets added up.
So they raise all that money through donors, and they also raise all the money for all the equipment we need to train the dogs. They'll also pay for specialized training sometimes, and really all the city has to pay for is some vet bills, and the food is all the city has to pay for. Dollars for Dogs pays for the rest.
The shooting investigation is still under review, but today, officers say Kiska's focus is simple: back to work.
Good boy. Pretty.
Johnson Kuhn, Alaska's news source.
Today marks President Pat Pitney's last day on the job with University of Alaska. She is retiring after 30 years of public service. Pitney has served as UA's president since 2020. Fairbanks lawyer and community leader Mike Cooper will start his official term for the position August 3rd. Well, students in Anchorage also had their last day of the school year, as many students look ahead to the summer or even anticipating that next grade level. Some district leaders are also heading into new life chapters. That includes Chinook School Principal Lori Rucksteschel. She's retiring from the school district after more than 2 decades. She says her final year came quickly, and with some uncertainty, the school district faces a $90 million deficit and budget cuts.
When you sign papers and you talk about retirement, it seems like forever away, but it's crazy how fast 26 years has gone.
And Rucksteschel tells us this is not the end for education for her. She said she is now moving into a career path focused on supporting principals across the state.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.